Yes, sir. Geeks all over the globe, God. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cause We Geeked. We encourage you to stay geek, man. Listen, it is the man in pure celebration right now, man. It's your boy Real. Joining me is the man that invented cussing. That's Big J. And also joining me is the man that's just here. It's BA, man. Yeah, look, I got you today, BA. I got you today. Listen, man. We definitely appreciate y'all geeking out with your boys for another episode. No Cuz today, man. He'll be back with us on Tuesday. But listen, man, we down to the trio now. So we're going to be sitting here rocking out with y'all today, man. Getting our geek on. Got a lot to get into. Some Kathleen Kennedy news, some Kratos news, from God of War, all that good stuff, man. So we're going to be talking about all that today. If you guys are into the geek culture, geek content, movies, television, all the good things, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, man, if you're new to the channel. Also, too, everybody hit them likes for us today, man, to help us continue to build the algorithm up to find more geeks like yourselves. And also, too, guys, if you have any questions in the comments addressing any of the topics that we bring up, go ahead and put it in the comment section. We will address those at the end of the show. All right, fellas, y'all ready to get to it? So before we get to anything, man, you know we got to get into this show right here. Got to get into Fallout. Episode 5. Thank you, Big J, for reminding me yesterday. I forgot. I don't know. I keep thinking we on 4. Yeah. But yeah, episode 5. And of course, I didn't add my drop. Episode 5. We're going to get into that, man. BJ, what was your thoughts on episode 5 of Fallouts?
Well, I was one, we ain't get no Maximus, so I was like, what's going on? I was disappointed with that because I like the two storylines where you can go back and forth to see what's going on both sides. The Lucy, I mean, one of those what do you call those monsters? The
Death Claws.
The Death Claws. They was representing, they was doing some damage. But the fact that how they saw the dog get away and they used that to escape, I thought that was kind of, I don't know. I was up and down on that. The fact that he saved Lucy because she couldn't even do the slide right, because I don't know if she was still coming down off being high.
she do everything.
But the fun thing was, like, yeah, she was just messed up, and then I don't know, that confidence kind of eroded when first she was like, oh yeah, we can take him, and there was 3 of them. She was like, oh. And but he, like I said, the ghoul is smart. That's how I like the way he escaped from that. I'm still not liking Lucy. The fact that she was coming down and was trying to get high again, but then she was like, when he was like, you just got to deal with it, and then she didn't even have the money to go get the stuff to help her come down clean. So she just was kind of halfway tweaking half the episode. I don't know. I don't like that version of Lucy. I don't like the regular version of Lucy. She's just not an enjoyable character most of the time. She's just annoying. But like I said, I don't know. I think it did some nice progress. I didn't like the fact that, I mean, we all knew at some point it was going to come to old boy with his family, because that's been his motivating factor, trying to find his family, and the fact that he was going to trade Lucy for his, for his family, which I'm like, of course he would. Now, do we believe that his family is actually in that vault? I don't know. I still don't know if you could trust her dad. You know what I'm saying? He's proven throughout the series that he's wholly untrustworthy.
Huge liar.
Yeah. So, like, the fact that he's like, oh, if you give me my daughter back, you can have your family back. I just don't believe. I think he's going to try and kill the ghoul or kill the ghoul and put Lucy back in the vault. I just think that's what's about to go down. Oh, what you doing?
My bad. There you go. Go ahead.
Like Kathleen Kennedy. But, so, no, like I said, I don't know. I think it was a pretty good episode. Like I said, I was hating the fact that we didn't get to see what was going on the other side, which I guess that means we're going to have a whole another episode that's going to be all Maximus for episode 6. Or, but, and I also didn't like the fact that she flipped. I mean, I know she was upset that he was going to send him back, but the fact she flipped and knocked the ghoul out the window and had him impale himself on that pole, that was also not cool. But,
Do you blame her, Big J?
He was going to take her back to the vault. It was like, the thing is, her mission is she wants to get revenge on her dad, but she ain't going to win. I mean, the thing is, her dad is smarter than her. He's more vicious than her. We already know that. So she's not going to win in the confrontation with her and the father anyway. He's just trying to get his family back. So the fact that he's like, oh, I'm going to take you back to where you grew up. Oh, no, that's terrible. So you can't sit there and get this fake revenge that you're not going to be able to pull off against your father? Because does anybody have any faith that Lucy's going to be able to just switch and just hold her father actually accountable? And no, because she's not. She's too squishy. She said she's still trying to live by this code that he invented. You know what I'm saying?
No, she can. Be believe it.
BA want everybody dead. He don't even have confidence she could do it. She couldn't pull the trigger on her. Unless she's high. If she was high, maybe. But if she's not high, Lucy ain't killing nothing. She won't even step on a bug. We all know. All right, you know what? I'm done talking. BA, what you got?
Well, I enjoyed this episode to a degree, but like you said, once I realized Maximus is not making an appearance, which is like halfway through, I said, "Man, this is some bull." But you get the other vault people like her brother and things like that making an appearance. This episode talked about her father a little bit more. He came and saved the day. He saved her at the very end. Um, it's okay. I don't blame Lucy for hitting him out the window. I I don't think she knew that he was gonna get impaled. I think that I think she's like, all right, if he fall on the ground, he'd be all right. The impaling was something separate, but she kept it G. She said, I thought we was friends. I see that you're impaled, but it's whatever. I'd be interested to see how you get out of that situation. um,
Yeah.
I don't know the full extent of a ghoul's I guess rehabilitation when it comes to healing yourself, regeneration, I should say. I know that he can spray some things and it'll be okay. But no, I don't know. But no, like all in all, like I was looking forward towards like the NCR and all that. So I didn't get none of that in this episode. Like I said, I didn't get that. I didn't get Maximus. I didn't get no pickup from that situation. So I guess I felt kind of let down towards the end of this. Like it wasn't bad. It's just I think we're too late into the season of doing the split up thing like that. Like one episode is this, and then we're gonna chime in this in the next episode. Nah, everything needs to be a part of every episode, especially when you're this deep involved in it. So, and that's what I said. Like, I definitely got a feeling of being let down, and I wish that this episode would have gave me a little bit more. It built more into the story, and I can understand that. It expounded on Mr. House a little bit more, and that's understandable too. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting the story out of it. I like the fact that we are fully in Las Vegas and we're understanding what that's about. But it's just like this whole thing is a movement. This whole thing, Maximus, NCR, everybody else, all different factions, they need to be in part of every show so I can constantly get like a little hit of them. Pause. Versus, okay, I gotta wait till the episode 6, and hopefully they be in part of that. Or how much do we get? Do we get Lucy some more? Because they still got to pick up for this storyline, so it's not like they're going to stop and drop it. So I don't know. It was cool. It expounded on the story a little bit more. But nah, I wasn't a huge fan by the end of the episode.
Yeah. No, I agree with y'all, man. I didn't even think about it till y'all just said it. Maximus part. I guess we're gonna eventually see Maximus and them catch up with him because now they're in the desert after they left their stronghold or whatever. He started a civil war, so they little stronghold got a little something going on right now. So they fled from that. So we're gonna probably see them team up with him. He probably gonna go get his suit first and then go and team up with them or meet up with them or whatever at some point. Yeah, man. Listen, this episode, bro. Now you've been asking for Lucy, man, to finally step up, man, and do something, Big J. She doing it, man. She finally not being all timid and shy and scared. And now you like, nah, go back to the old ways. You're not supposed to be this raw. Like, wait, what do you want from her, man? She got that little fist from Kong versus Godzilla, bro, and knocked him out the window. You know what I'm saying? I applaud her for that. Like, hey, you finally doing something. Kill the dude at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? The little convenience store. Then she got the little fist and punch the ghoul out the window. Hey, this that Lucy you been talking about right here, man. She ain't scared of timid no more. She's like, yo, I wanted to go get this revenge on my pops. You just messed that up.
Wait, did that not look like? Didn't that look like Crossbones' fist thing that he hit Captain America with?
Yeah, it
did. I guess I thought of Kong vs. Godzilla because it was yellow. Remember Kong had broke it when what's name froze his hand. He had that frostbite or whatever, and he could put that little glove on him or whatever. That's what I was thinking of. But yeah, it's more Crossbones. But yeah, this episode, bro. You can kind of tell we're starting to slowly also get to where we're learning about the ghoul, how he turned into the ghoul and all that stuff. Hey, this episode also completely changed my mind of who could have started the war or the nuclear fallout. because we thought it was a Mr. House, right? Then all of a sudden now, I think you know what? Yeah, no, you said on the one episode, like, no, he looked like he had, he was kind of fighting with it or whatever. Nah, bro, I think Lucy's dad had something to do with it. And if you kind of look at some of the, I don't know if y'all usually watch the next episode kind of preview or whatever, it just seems like they're kind of leaning towards that, like he got something in that little suitcase and all that stuff. I think Lucy's dad has something to do with this war starting.
It's the misdirect or the misdirect.
I still think because Frank's wife was the one that seemed like she was going toward starting that war. Like in the meeting, she's basically saying now, as her assistant, he may have ran with it, but I don't know if he would have been in a position, huh?
But listen though, if you watch that preview, she kind of said to her husband, "There are worse people than me." So when she kind of said that, and then he kind of cut back to him with that suitcase in the preview, I'm thinking, maybe we've been looking at this all wrong. Maybe Mr. House is not, a bad guy, but not a bad guy. Like maybe it's somebody else kind of started this or whatever, which is why also too you see him kind of trying to take over Mr. House's projects, and he's doing all this crazy stuff. Like I said, he bombed Maximus family's city or whatever, village or whatever you want to call it, all that type of stuff. I think a lot of that stuff is starting to lead to the fact that maybe it was him who started the whole entire war, and not Mr. House or whatever. Mr. House, like he crazy, bro. He like, I thought you were trying to kill me or whatever.
Wait, was he on the toilet? Because he said he looked. Remember when he first walked in the room, he was like, "Yeah, you on the toilet?" And I was like, "Wait, but he didn't look like he was actually on the toilet." I was like,
I don't even know. I tried to go back and look and see, but it didn't look really pan too fast. So I'm not even sure. I don't think he was on the toilet.
Because when he walked down there, he was just sitting in a chair, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah." Because I was like, "Okay," I'm like, "Is he?" Because I'm like, "That's a mighty big."
I'm about to say that'd be crazy if he was sitting on a toilet in front of a computer screen or whatever.
I mean,
so now I wonder if he really a threat at all. Really, Mr. House, he's still alive, right? Yeah,
we don't know. I don't think we know.
I thought
purposely.
Okay, I thought they showed him being alive. In like a okay, never mind. Well, I thought maybe he was alive,
or he'd have to be a ghoul, one or two, because ain't nobody else living 200 years.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought maybe he had they showed him in that the present time or whatever. Okay, yeah. I mean, like I said, episode's not too bad. We got 2 more episodes left.
Also, one thing I was going to bring up from the last episode. Why didn't Maximus snatch Thaddeus out that suit when they was escaping from the thing? Like when y'all talking about it, you remember they was walking through the desert, but Thaddeus was still in the suit and Maximus was walking around. I'm like, why didn't Maximus snatch the suit off him?
I mean, they were trying to hurry him get out of there. Get to a safe distance and then you get him out the suit. Don't be running midway like get out as you're running and run. You trying to run and slide in as you're running like nah, bro. Like hey, get to a safe distance. Get out. Matter of fact, you get out the suit, bro. Cause you wilding. And the ghoul wore a suit before.
I thought he did too. He knew all about him. He knew how to shut down. But I'm like, the ghoul is aren't they virtually indestructible? And so he could survive out there. But Maximus needs a suit. He ain't no hardcore dude. He needs a suit to help survive.
Are we sure that he's a ghoul?
Who? Thaddeus?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you mean? He started changing.
Well, so supposedly I was watching something. People breaking it down. He might be a super form of a different type of ghoul. Which is why remember he got shot with the arrow, he took it out, he completely started healing. Compared to the ghoul that we know of, where he got to spray that stuff on and kind of heal himself. They're saying that maybe it's some kind of serum that he got. Thaddeus was a different serum from what the guy who we know as a ghoul in the show.
I think he's
which is why he can heal
altogether.
Yeah, he's a different type of mutation or whatever. Yeah.
I didn't pick that up, but I was just looking at the nose like. So at what point does his nose fall off? like does it deteriorate over time or something like that? And it's not. It's just the same thing or whatever. So I was like, I don't know if that's a telling sign or not. But when I saw the Elvises and stuff, I was like, yo, all these ghouls that got no nose. Like, is that one of the first things to go as your skin start to turn?
Well, I think those guys turned back in the days. That's the thing. I think they turned.
I'm about to say that too. Yeah, he hadn't been a ghoul as long as the ghoul we know. Remember, that ghoul been around for 200 years, so that stuff probably started happening through over time. He only been a ghoul for 2 days or whatever, but no longer than 2 days. But you know what I mean? Like he ain't been a ghoul because now everything, his skin is still starting to kind of peel or whatever. Now it's just now starting to do it, so he'll probably lose his nose here eventually or whatever. It's just gonna take a little more time. But BJ, will you get the rating of this show, man? This episode.
This episode, like I said, I was let down. I was gonna say probably 6.75. I was not really feeling it that much.
8.75. Okay. You being generous, huh?
I am.
What you got? What you got, PA?
I give it a 7.
Bro, hold on. So y'all been giving it 7s and stuff this whole time. I think the other one y'all gave it like an 8 or whatever.
I gave the last
What do
one
y'all-
an 8. Yeah.
What do y'all give the overall season so far, bro? Y'all like it? Is it cool? Is it like, it's a season? Like what do y'all think? Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. Like this is not hit like the first season to me.
No.
Like it got it in a moment, but like the first season was just like I was on the edge of my seat. I'm constant. I can't wait till the next episode come out. With this one, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot Fallout came out. I gotta sit down and watch it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I thought it was just me. My wife stopped watching it. She thought that was getting boring. It just ain't really hitting the same to me.
It is getting boring. Too much talking. A lot of that kind of stuff. Like you gotta think in a vault. The vault itself last season was a couple episodes, and with that cadet space and everything like that, it was movement. It kept it moving in a sense, and then you see this girl out on her own, and then old boy with the glasses on or whatever got his head chopped off and stuff like that. Was entertaining to keep the thing moving. They don't have the continuation like that, so there's a lot of dialogue and story building and stuff, and it's just like, all right, and I get it. You could have put that in a subtitle or something. Could have put that in a text scroll.
Yeah, that is true. Because it's like, man, I was sitting there thinking that too while I was watching this episode. I'm like, yo, they gotta pick it up a little bit, man. Like you said, it felt like it was just nonstop in the first season, man, which got everybody excited for the second season. And I think you said something too that's pretty interesting, BA. It's because everything is so spread out. You know what I'm saying? Even though, the ghouls over here doing this thing, Lucy and Maximus were doing their thing, it still felt more contained. The story overall felt contained because you kept it to these two characters, and then eventually those two characters met up, and then they had that war at the end of the season. With this one, it's a lot of things going on all over the place. You'll talk about this for maybe an episode or two, then you go over here and talk about this for an episode or two, then you go over here and talk about this for an episode or two. And it's like, now you're sitting there thinking like, yo, what cohesive? What's going on? Are you gonna bring it together and finally make it to this one, full-length story or what? But I feel like it's going too far in every direction to where, like you just said, hey, let's get back to this story over here. We ain't got back to the NCR yet or whatever, right? Or we ain't got back to Maximus yet or whatever. Like we going too far away from a centralized story, and I think that's kind of it took my wife out, but it really taking me out of the story a little bit. Like I'm watching it so we could talk about it, but it ain't really. It's not one of them shows where I'm around here bragging to everybody like, yo, go watch Fallout, y'all. I'm telling you, it's this and that and this. The first season, I'm telling everybody like, yo, go watch Fallout. But this, I'm like, it's a show. It's not bad. It's just you're looking for a little something more, something they could have added on from season 1.
Honestly, you left season 1 with the Maximus and Lucy connection. And then get the cross path. It's like how we build on the connection between these two and their interactions of trying to understand the world for what it is together. And that was they had a dichotomy between the two. They had a yin yang type of vibe going together. And it's just we scrap that, and then we don't even pick up on Maximus throughout the whole entire thing. It's every few episodes. It's missing me, dog.
Because they missed 2 episodes that he ain't been in, right?
Yep. The opening like 5, so that. The premiere episode.
And then last episode we just watched. So yeah. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know. I wish it was a little bit better. Yeah. So
and see, Rel, I think you're confusing me with Will. Will's been giving them high scores. Except for last episode, I've been giving the middle of the road score.
Well, no. I said you and I said y'all been giving it like 6s and 7s and stuff like that. I think you gave it one episode. You gave it an 8. I think
it was the last episode. The episode before I gave it like an 8 something. But yeah, other than that, I'm just like.
I think we all been impressed.
Yeah, I've not been overly impressed. That was one where the girl stabbed the boy in the face and shot somebody else, and there was a lot of going on. But
yeah, the war, Civil War.
Yeah, most of the stuff is just like, you know what I'm saying? We watch it, be like, it's Lucy being boring, it's Lucy being annoying. Because remember, she kept reverting back, and that's the thing. Like she was making growth and progress, and then she reverted back. And people are like, well, growth isn't linear. But I'm like, yeah, but she acts like all the stuff she just saw, everything she's been through. She's like,
Yeah.
but I still want to go by the stuff I grew up with, it, even though I know it's all fake. And my dad, who taught all that to me, lied to me. I'm gonna keep reverting back to this because I think that has to be true. I'm like, it's annoying.
Yeah, I think they wrote that into her character, bro. Be honest with you. Like she gotta stay this naive. That's her like her MO, her character or whatever. It's like you said, man, you went from season 1 to season 2. You went through all of that from season 1. You found out everything is fake, your dad trash, all that type of stuff. Why would you write the character in season 2 to go revert right back to that when she was going in that direction? What she do? She did a U-turn and turn back around, going back to the house. Like, what we doing, bro? Like, I mean, it is what it is, man. We got 2 more episodes left, man. We're gonna restart talking about some other shows. I don't even know what other show coming out soon. Where we at?
Wonder
January?
Man.
Wonder Man, yeah.
Can't wait till that show come out. That's next week, right?
Yeah, next week. Well,
No,
week after next, like Tuesday after next.
Yeah, we got 10 more days. Damn it. Okay. Never mind. Wishful thinking. All right, fellas. Let's turn this page here, man. Get to the main topic. Check it out, man. Let's let the folks at home see. Kathleen Kennedy shares final updates on the future of Star Wars as she exits Lucasfilms. Kathleen Kennedy updates on the future of Star Wars as she exits. Says the first one is Taika Waititi turned in a script for a film she calls hilarious and great. Second one is confirms the hunt for Ben Solo script is also on a back burner. Okay, interesting. Kathleen Kennedy confirms that she previously spoke with Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan about developing a Star Wars series. James Mangold's film is currently on hold, though Kathleen says the script is incredible. Danny Glover. Donald Glover has officially turned in a script for Orlando movie. And last but not least, Simon Kinberg. Let me move that right there at the way real quick. Simon Kinberg is developing a new Star Wars trilogy with strong support from Dave Filoni and his co-CEO right now, Ms. Brennan. All right, fellas, check this out, man. BA, what you think about this, man?
I'm glad that she at least tested some things on the way out. It does give us at least an update on certain projects. Some of these projects I'm not necessarily thrilled for, but some of them, I'm looking twice at. You telling me that it's another potential trilogy coming out? Okay, cool. All right, which way are we going with it? How deep in the lore are we going to go with it? Everything has questions after this, but at least it's a I guess a guide point of where we can go. I'm not thrilled over a Lando movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't necessarily like that character in Solo or his particular portrayal of that in Solo. But it's Donald Glover. I'll support it. So no, it's just she didn't have to give these updates. So she did that. She put the world on notice of saying what's going on with the future of Star Wars, and it's up to her predecessors, the people that come after her, to I guess right this ship, because the ship is definitely taking a Titanic type of a dive, and it needs to bounce back. So that's my thoughts on it. I can dive into each one of these things, but no, it's just I'm anticipating some things I'm not. But at least I know a update on Star Wars, because before this, I couldn't tell you what was going on with Star Wars. So at least I have an idea of what's happening. But that's right.
You got BJ.
I was really getting my hopes up when you said it was going to be a Danny Glover script. I mean, I was like, man, we're going to see, is he going to be bringing back Harrigan from the Predator or Predator 2?
I said Donald.
No, that was real. Real said Danny.
Danny. No, I was going to say he get too old for that, BJ.
He too old for this. Yeah, see. Nah, but you know what? Look, and that last thing you put out there, that trilogy, that's, if this is going to be the Ahsoka trilogy, I'm 100% out. Because I already know. if it's gonna be a Ahsoka trilogy with guest spots from Grogu and the Porgs, then I'm done.
Right.
Because that's what he about to do. He's like, "Oh, let's see. Let me figure out. I need Ahsoka, and I need as many cute things as possible because that's what George told me. We're gonna bring back the Ewoks, the Porgs, and everything. As the Loth cats, all that. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop that. So we need a good script. I'm not that on with the Taika Waititi because, like I said, Thor Ragnarok was cool, but the Love and Thunder he took a twist and kind of lost me with. So I'm not 100% sold on Taika right now. That he could bring something. She's talking about it's hilarious, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I think he'd do better sticking to stuff with like him and what's the dude like? Maybe he should go work with like Seth MacFarlane or do some more stuff with Ryan Reynolds. They have similar senses of humor.
Yeah.
But and then the Hunt for Ben Solo, maybe they can revive it. Maybe they can come up with something. But if he's dead, he's dead. Like I said, I'm kind of like maybe do something where they show the Knights of Ren. Do some of that instead of going back and
Ben Solo return.
Huh?
Somehow Ben Solo survived. That's all you got to do.
Okay. They still make fun of everybody makes fun of that between Ryan Airy and other folks that that somehow Palpatine returned. That's your solution for bringing him back just somehow. We already get enough of that with Marvel now. We don't want to hear that.
Just believe us, he's back.
Okay, we doing the same thing with the Russo brothers now, and Kevin, the other side of Disney is doing it somehow. RDJ return thing. We don't.
I mean, they did.
The Force brought him back.
The Force brought RDJ too. It turned him into Dr. Doom.
Hey man, a lot of people got midichlorians across the universe, man. Different universes, man.
They gotta do that. Look, man, make it make sense. Like I said, you gotta make it make sense. Give us a believable story. If you can do that, then cool. If not, then like I said, go show us something we haven't seen. Show us the Knights of Ren. Or if you want to work on a new trilogy, like we said, go work on the Old Republic trilogy. Go do that. Do that. Work on the Old Republic trilogy or High Republic. Anything other than I need to see Star Wars. Now because I thought they're supposed to be doing a Rey trilogy too. So I'm like. So
yeah,
figure it out.
Yeah. I do not want to see a Red trilogy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what's fun? You know what? I was gonna ask this. Now that Dave Filoni and them are over Star Wars, do y'all think we will see an old? I know BJ. Just bear with me here. If you think he will have, you think he will finally go along with an Old Republic movie? Think we'll finally get something with the Old Republic? Or I mean, I'm cool with the High Republic or whatever, but just there's a lot more going on in the Old Republic, I feel. But you think that we'll finally get something like that with him?
Once again, I think he's stuck in a time frame. I don't know if he, I think he's like, you know what? Everybody loves the stuff that I did with the Clone Wars. Let's go look at Clone Wars Part 3, Part 2, the second half of it, and dig deeper into it. What was going on this side of the galaxy with Ahsoka. We need Ahsoka, we need Asajj Ventress, we need all them folks that I invented back in this. Because I think that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna dig deeper into that stuff.
He got opportunity, bro. Go ahead, BA.
I guess let me say this because I'm the resident Filoni fan. I'll say that. It's definitely Jay's the Filoni hater. So I think he's shown within his works already that Knights of the Old Republic is not necessarily a pipe dream. He went into the lore of understanding the all sides of the Force and the Force origins and things. So the good side, the dark side of the Force. So he definitely did that. He expounded on that. He's clearly a fan of duels with lightsabers and things of that nature. He's clearly a fan of Mandalorian. Well, in the Mandalorian series, they hint to or they talk about the Great War quite often. In the Clone Wars, in the animated series, they talk about the Great War quite often. Well, that's a part of that too. So I can see Filoni taking it back to that time period so he can flush out the Mandalorian War and everything else that surrounds that. Oh yeah, so I don't think it's lore based. Anything that's heavy with the Star Wars lore, especially when it comes to the animated side of like the 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 fights, the lightsabers, that the crystals, the all that. Like if it's still on that, I'm not saying the Andor side of it. Me and Red was talking about it earlier. I'm not saying that side of Star Wars, which I know a lot of people want to see. I'm just talking about like the money making side of Star Wars when it comes to toys and all those other things. Yes, Filoni is a part of that, but it's the lore of everything, and I think that he can bring that based off what he already shown through his works already. So I don't think it's far fetched. And he said he was a fan of the Knights of the Old Republic already, so I can see him doing it.
Man, I hope you're right, BA. What you say, BJ?
So I don't know if y'all heard that saying that passed as prologue. So Dave Filoni was recruited in 2005 by George Lucas to come work for him, based on his work on the Last Airbender show. All right. So ever since then, he's been focused in on one time period. If you look at everything he's touched, I looked at all of the shows that he's touched. It's all based on that same time period. He has done nothing outside of that one, the period between episodes 3 and 4, basically. Well, I'm talking about between two to 4. He's been stuck in that little realm. He hasn't done anything outside that in almost 20 years. So y'all like, oh, I think he's going to expand. He hasn't expanded in 20 years, and he's basically had the keys to Star Wars for 20 years. You know, he's been working directly with Lucas's blessing on all kind of stuff, and he hadn't gone past that one little thing because that's what he likes to focus on.
So, okay, let me put it like this. Was I screaming, yes, get Dave Filoni in here? Y'all know I wasn't. I wasn't like, no, yeah, that's the guy I want. I wasn't saying that. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because it's different circumstances now. Like he is now the guy over Lucasfilms now. Like he don't have anybody to answer to and all that stuff. He's not tasked to do this certain project or whatever. He now has the open books or whatever he wants to do with the franchise. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that, like what BA was saying, he does love the lore of Star Wars. I think he sees it more from a fan's perspective, as far as like, yo, we've been screaming for the last 30 years. Hey man, get us some type of Old Republic something. You know what I'm saying? Other than a video game, you know, get us something with the Old Republic, or like you were saying a minute ago, even a High Republic. You know, I feel like he could probably dive into stuff like that. He is now attached to a movie with what's the boy name? Ryan Gosling that is going to be coming out here pretty soon. That's in an area of Star Wars that we haven't even seen yet or whatever, more in the future and all that type of stuff, in a different part of the universe and all that. You know, so I think seeing that, you know, that's successful and all that stuff, seeing people kind of clamoring to that because it's something new and something fresh, I think he'll be smart enough to see that, okay, let's kind of change some things up, man, and just really explore this universe instead of just keeping it trapped within this, like you said, a 30-year window. Let's go explore and see what other kind of ideas that we can have, and what kind of other ideas that we can implement here with this to make it a fresh take. Like BA been saying for the longest, it's not just for us. It's for like you're trying to also bring in a new crowd, a younger generation to attach to these characters. So I think they have the sense enough to like, yo, let's go ahead and expand this and make it well-rounded for everybody. So I'm like I said, I'm not gonna kill him or poo-poo it or say, man, he go fail and all that stuff. I don't want anything to fail that I love, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping and praying that he does do this right, because we've been asking Kathleen Kennedy for the last I don't know how many years to just please do something right. I'm hoping that he's able to take what she done and learn from her. Hey, if you're gonna come out with a movie or a show, can you please plan it out? Can you please sit down with your directors before y'all hit go and say, hey, this is what we're looking for in this? Which I think Dave Filoni would do that because he is a director. I think he'll have more of a communication with the directors, understanding where they're coming from because he is a director. Kathleen Kennedy was just like, I'm in my chair, go make the movie. No, wait, that's not what I wanted in the movie. Well, Kathleen, you just told me to go make a movie. You didn't tell me what you wanted in the movie. Well, no, I don't want you anymore. We're gonna put somebody else on that project. But with him, I think he'll be a better communicator on that side because he is a director. And so I think he'll start planning out things more. I mean, whether we like it or not, he has his little window of Star Wars movies is a cohesive story. So I see that part on his little plate or whatever. And so I think that he can do that part of Star Wars well. So that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna give him a chance, man. I just want somebody to come in here. If you're gonna have a plan, just stick with your plan it out well, thoroughly, and then everything will be let everything play out as it may.
You don't think he want to expand on the dark saber and its origins as much as he's referenced that in Star Wars Rebels and in the Mandalorian and all that? That's honestly that's his thing. So
Right.
like he has a lot of work that he kind of hinted to. It's just the current version of it, but he taps into the old days quite often in his works. And I watched I watched all of Clone Wars. I watched all of Rebels. I watched the Mandalorian series in its totality. So up until this point, and in other works, like he has a lot of reference points in multiple of his works. So it'll be only right at this point to make do on where you referencing from. You know what I'm saying? Like where are you getting this from? So just expand on that. And I think that's the way. So it's either do you go in the past or do you go in the future? I don't think after this Mandalorian series that I think he wraps this up. But after that, moving forward, he has a decision to make. He cannot stay here. I think that's the worst thing to do. So that goes with Big J and you as well. And I agree. He can't. It's enough stories of right now. It's enough stories of this era. So either you go backwards or you go forward. But either way, you have to move on. So I think he knows that. I think he's smart enough to know that.
Well, he is gonna stay in this era though for a little bit because he got to do Ahsoka. But go ahead, BJ.
That's what I said. He got to wrap up this Mandalorian series with whatever this is. But after that, I think he moved forward with Grogu. To be honest with you. But that could be 400 years in the future. You know what I'm saying? It's a Yoda species. That could be 400 years in the future. But he got his anchor point, and that's small business at that point.
No, the other thing I was gonna say is, I think before I know you think I'm a Filoni hater. It's not that I hate on Dave Filoni. I think that Dave, just like your other buddy, Gunn, I think he works better if there was someone else alongside him, not necessarily training, but like helping guide. Like I threw out Bryce Dallas Howard, maybe having her work with him as part of the creative, or even what's his name, the other one,
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau, because I think because like I said, we love this because Favreau really was helming a lot of the stuff with the Mandalorian season 1 and 2. That wasn't so much of Filoni. I think Filoni came in more with the Book of Boba Fett and that kind of stuff, in that part of the story. But I think if we have other creators, or even if he just sets the overall vision and he becomes like the Kevin Feige, where he's like, "Hey, y'all go do this," and he's not hands on with everything, and let people explore different parts of the universe, I think it'll be cool. And like I said, like we said before, tell different types of stories, because we all know if it was up to him, we wouldn't have got Andor, which Andor could be controversial, but a lot of people agree it's the best Star Wars we've got in the last 20 years. And so, and we know that that's completely out of Dave Filoni's wheelhouse. He would not green light that. He wouldn't want nothing to do with that because that's not his. There's no lightsabers. There's none of the stuff that he likes. So that's the thing. Like you have to have different views, and I hope he's open to having different views and listening to different creatives and seeing different visions besides his own. Like the story we talked about, which would be cool, like going with that, a Darth Bane or Darth Sion, any of those other Darth Nihilus, type stories. Where it's a darker side, make it like I said, a horror thing or something with Star Wars. It ain't always have to be cute and funny. It could be, because like I said, the lore is not all cute and funny. There's some dark stuff in there. There's a bunch of massacres.
Yeah, look at Rogue One.
Yeah,
that's a perfect example.
Rogue One was, and once again, that's not a Dave Filoni type story. You know what I'm saying? That Rogue One was set in that time period, but that was a dark story. Everybody died. VA loved that movie. I'm sure everybody died.
Literally everybody died.
So that's the kind of stuff that, like I said, that movie was great, and we all like, oh wow.
That's my favorite Star Wars movie, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. In the last few years, that's been one of the, like, ones besides that and Andor, which is different creative team, but that's been some of the highlights of Star Wars because that's some of the best storytelling. But maybe I'm just old according to BA.
All right, y'all. Let's see what we got on next. I've been wanting. I'm telling you, I've been wanting that forever, man.
I was
I
there.
just, he was there with the first lightsaber. Oh wait, I wonder if we gonna get that first Jedi movie that they've been talking about. When we gonna get that? That's one of the movies they talking about.
Man, they could go back and do stuff on the quills, you know, the you know, all the you know, what I'm talking about, the Jedi, all that stuff they could go do stories on, and go back and tell that whole history of everything.
I could see your boy BA talking about the gray Jedis.
That would be
There
cool.
are Jedis out there. Yeah, there are Jedi out there like Ahsoka, who's not all the way on the light, and she's not on the dark. She's like right there in the middle. You know
Like
what I'm saying?
Balin.
So
Balin could be considered. He's not.
Could be a great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I gonna say too. What BA brought up earlier. Yeah, I like the Danny Glover's. I said Danny Glover again. God dang it,
Daniel boy, God,
man. I'm
this
getting
is not the
now.
color purple.
Daniel Glover. Yeah, exactly. I like his portrayal of Lando, bro, in Solo, but I do not want I don't want a Lando movie, bro.
You think it'd be like Solo? Like it'd be as bad as Solo was? I think Solo's only bad because of the development process he went through with the two different directors and all that stuff, and changing
Lord and Miller.
So
that was the prime example of that Kathleen Kennedy, Geek'D dudes' project. They really started filming because a lot of that stuff they filmed and that you saw in the movie, they did that.
Mm-hmm.
So then they asked Ron Howard to come in there and try to clean it up, kind of like what Joss Whedon did with Zack Snyder with the Justice League. It's just like that, bro. And it's like, so I mean, it was better than, it was good, you know what I'm saying? But it could have been better if they kind of just had a plan and stuck with it or whatever. So, but I mean, it is what it is.
Or maybe it was so bad. It could have been like we talked with Daredevil season 1, Born Again season 1. It was so bad that they were like, we can't finish this movie. You know, it was like, it's just that bad that we can't let it out like it is. You know what I mean?
Right. All right, fellas, let's go ahead and get into these quick hits. So check it out, y'all. We got some DC news. Mr. Miracle series is officially set within the DCU. The Mr. Miracle series has quote unquote huge implications for the wider DCU. What you think about this, Big J? Oh, you muted.
I was never a big Mr. Miracle fan, so I'm not overly familiar with this stuff. But like I said, if it's good content, I'm all down. I'll watch it. I'll do some research on it, and if it's good, it's good.
What you got, BA?
I would assume this goes with the Gods and Monsters theme. And I guess this is one of the God sides of it. Yeah, I'm not 100% familiar with them either. Just here and there. So it takes something like a James Gunn to okay this, I guess, and then put it out there for the people, and then the people can really get into it in a sense. But yeah, he's definitely on a God tier type of like intellect and things. So like I like to see it. It's not your Justice League. I'll say that. It's definitely different than that. But I would like to see how that ties in with everything that they're trying to do. They're done with the Elseworld stuff. Like I don't think they're doing too many other like outside of projects like that. Other than I think the Batman might be wrapping that type of series up. So maybe everything's under this umbrella. So where does he fit in? And then once you establishes that, is he gone? Is this like set in the past? If not, then where is he at now? Does Superman know him and stuff? So people gonna ask those questions, and rightfully so. So all those are prominent. So I like to see where they go with it. But yes, if James Gunn is okay in it, I like to see what's going on with it. So I'll at least give it a shot for me.
Listen, fellas, y'all know I've been screaming New Gods for the last 18 years, man. I'm finally getting my wish. I was kind of wondering if they were going to show some people. So supposedly the story is going to include Orion. They're going to include Darkseid, Calibag, Lady Good, the Lady Furies, Granny Goodness. They're going to show a lot of, I guess, High Father going to be in here at some point too. I think they're gonna show a lot of the new gods in this show. And supposedly with this being tied to the actual DCU, kind of like Creature Commandos, bro. This right here it's bro. It, this is great news for me because I've been sitting there wanting to see new gods. This also too kind of goes back to when we talked about salvation. Because remember, salvation is linked to apocalypse and dark side and all that type of stuff. So if you're telling me the dark side and whatever happens in this story is going to be huge implications for the wider DCU, then I'm starting to put two and two together. That maybe salvation is going to lead us to dark side eventually in the future here. So for those who don't know, Mr. Miracle is like his name is Mr. Miracle because he can literally get out of anything. You know, you think that Batman's a great escape artist? Like, no, Mr. Miracle is probably the best ever. Like, he can literally get out of anything. That's why he's called Mr. Miracle. Son of Apocalypse, son of Darkseid. You know what I'm saying? He was tortured and stuff like that growing up. That's how he learned to escape and all that. He escaped from Apocalypse. When he escaped, Big Barter, as you see her right here on the screen, she helped him escape and all that because she wanted to leave too, because she was like the lead commander of the Lady Fury for Granny Goodness or whatever. So they kind of escaped together, and then of course they fell in love and all that stuff, and the rest is history. But yeah, I can't wait, bro. One of Jack Kirby's creations, bro. I love all the Jack Kirby stories. So for this to come out, man, and for them to say how important it is, because I think we talked about it a while back. We said this probably coming out with a Mr. Miracle show. I was like, I didn't know if it was going to be part of the DCU or it's going to be like something on his own or whatever. But now that this news coming out, that's part of DCU, and they're also talking about casting for Orion and for Darkseid, bro. I think we about to get ready for something major here, man. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, let's see what we got next here, y'all. Check this out. Got some Marvel news. The MCU's next saga is reportedly set to feature 2 Wolverine, Big J. That's not 1, but 2. So check this out. There's a new actor who will play Wolverine as part of the X-Men, and then Old Man Logan will be played by Hugh Jackman. What you think about this one, BA?
I like it. I think this is
change your tune, huh? Okay.
This is perfection when it comes to this character. You have the Old Man Logan, which means he dies out. He goes away in the sunset some kind of way. Some kind of way. I don't need a replay of Logan in a tree stump or whatever takes him out. I don't need that per se, or how he died on that joint. But let it be a little bit more gruesome. I'll take that. But man, you out with the old and with the new, and that's what I want. I think that's what we all want from this saga that we're in right now. These 2 Avengers movies, we need out with the old. So everyone that's playing a character that's over a certain age, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to gracefully bow out. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. But your time and you as a person here is no longer needed. And that's what we want. So you have a new character playing Wolverine, and then you say goodbye to Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. Excellently done. So I think that's, like I said, that's exactly what we want out of this situation.
BJ.
So BA saying he hates old people. That's what I heard. All right. Okay. So let's see. I think that it's time for Hugh Jackman to move on. When I kept getting scared when I was hearing, oh, we're gonna keep bringing them back as much as I'm like, no, do not keep them dudes around. Let's go and get us a new Wolverine. Let's get a cast. Let's make it happen, and let him be young enough. I want to be young enough so he can be part of the new X-Men crew, but I also want to be a little bit older because, because they're starting this whole new world after Battle World and everything. I would love that he's been around long enough to where there could be a Dyken running around somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That could show up at times and interact with him. So I want him to be old enough to where he could have a kid out there that could be a nemesis in the next 10 years that could come in. Besides even Lord Lake, we haven't seen anything with Daken or Dyken at all. So I'd love to see that aspect of that popping up. I think that'd be interesting to see.
You already got X-23, bro. What is
she gonna be out? I guarantee she's not gonna make it to the new universe. You know what I mean? I like her.
I'm not even sure,
but I don't think she's gonna
no, I like her too. Yeah. So couple things. I'm with you, BJ. I don't want to see Hugh Jackman again, bro. I think we're done with that. Let's move on. Let's get another Wolverine, all that stuff. This this reminds me of how it was in the Secret Wars comics, the one that came out in 2016. If y'all remember when the worlds finally got merged into one world, they brought a lot of the popular characters from the other universes over into the main universe, right? We had Miles Morales, you had Gwen Stacy's Spider Woman, and then of course uh old man Logan also came over into the 616. So that's what this kind of reminds me of, if they're doing something like this. But it's like you would think, bro, that after a while he'd be they trying to move on or whatever, man. It's like, let's move on to another Wolverine, because if you have two Wolverines out there, you know what's gonna end up happening. Like BJ always talking about with the whole Batman thing. We're gonna be doing some comparing. Oh man, he ain't Hugh Jackman Wolverine. I prefer him or whatever. Then you're gonna have some fallouts within the Marvel fandom or whatever. So but even with that though, it's time, bro. It's time to move on. Just get somebody else in, man. Let's let them get him a try. Like you said, I'm not saying make them young, Big J, like 20 years old and nothing like that. They got to be of some age or whatever. But like early to mid 30s, you know what I'm saying? That way that they can be Wolverine for a while. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a whole entire saga. You know, them sagas take about 10 years to go through. So yeah, you want this guy to be able to be Wolverine and look convincing as Wolverine for the next 10 years. So get him young enough, but not too young. You know what I mean? All right, y'all see what we got next. So check this out. So we got the Netflix will keep the Warner Brother films in theaters for 45 days. Quotes: "We're competitive people. We want to win." Kind of like a dub moment. I know we talked about it before on the show. They had that news came out that it was a 17-day window. Then that got debunked. But what you got, BA? What you think about this, man?
Yeah, this was the window. This was the original window that when the rumors first came out, it said 17 to 40, 45. So they just doubled down on that aspect of it. And you know, we all kind of knew 17 was on the shorter side, but do I still think that's where they want to go to eventually? Yeah, I think they do. They just need a little bit more power to do so. They want everyone to stay at home and everyone to have a Netflix subscription. So I'm not necessarily, it's not like a shocker or anything, like you said in the intro, like it's a dumb moment, like, yeah, you're gonna keep it in the movie theater. But even still, that's just a month and 2 weeks. Like it's not that long. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see, like, if it's selling like hotcakes, then all right, bet. You know, they might keep it in longer. If it's not, oh boy, it's time to pack that up. And best believe someone won't make 45. I can guarantee you that. Some movies, if it come out as a dud, will not make it to see 35. So I just think it's the way to go, and they are competitive. They are, like as I said a couple of shows, they are looking to extinguish the competition, point blank, period. And whatever it is they got to do to do it, that's what they're going to do. So Netflix is a machine, it's an engine, and I don't see it slowing down whatsoever. So kudos to 45 for saying that. Will love that. Shout out to Will. But it's, to me, it's temporary. And if you don't make it within those, if your movie's a dud, they taking it, they pulling it. So I don't think some movies gonna make it to 45. What you got, Jay?
Well, they said, I remember I saw this a while back. They said that the average movie now does run about a 45-day window. They said that's been the thing since the pandemic. And they said that the studios can renegotiate with the theaters to extend or shorten it. Like if it's a blockbuster, they'll stretch it out. Like they said, Oppenheimer ran for over 90 days. Same with Barbie. They both were in the theater for over 90 days. But if it's a trash movie, then a lot of times the theaters want to move out and get them screens to something else that's going to be more profitable. So It could be that it's just a matter of if it's a good movie. Like I said, and that's what I said. Like we were talking about it before. Like I think, what was it? What's the movie there? Rail's favorite movie, Avatar, Fire and Ash.
Showgirls.
Oh, Showgirls. Oh, okay. So Avatar, Fire and Ash made how much so far?
Like 1.4 something like that.
It's 1.2 billion so far. And once again, it's been out since December 19th, so it's coming up on a month. And so
yeah,
I don't think it's going to, like I said, I don't think it's going to keep pumping out huge numbers, but I mean, probably by the end of the, 2 more weeks, it'll probably make that 1.4, 1.5 billion and be out. And That means it's a profitable movie. That's cool. Then they'll go to streaming, probably on Disney Plus or whatever, and go from there. And they'll try and recoup some money in addition there. But it's like, as long as they do that, if it's like I said, if it's 35, 45, but like I said, it'd be dumb if let's say Doomsday or Brand New Day comes out and that movie, it's at 1.5 billion or 2 billion, and it's still putting up $40, $50 million weekends. And after 45 days, it'd be dumb to pull it. Man, that's the same thing I said about with the Netflix situation. You don't spend $82 billion just to absorb it and be like, okay, we're just gonna put everything on streaming because, like I said, you're already number one streaming. What else are you gonna do? How much money are you gonna gain from streaming? And when Warner Brothers made almost $6 billion last year in the theaters, then that's how you recoup that $82 billion is to put that money, get some of that money back from the theater. And that's what they said is like we want money, so they need to get some of that money back from the theater releases, and then that way they can be able to say, hey, look, we're making smart business decisions. We're not just out here trying to throw everything on streaming because, like I said, what do they have to gain by putting it on Netflix? They're already the number one streaming service by a mile. So they're not going to get more subscribers unless they're going to raise the price, 100% to all the people who are currently subscribing to help increase the revenue, which I think they would just push people toward Disney Plus, all the other stuff, Paramount, Prime. So, like I said, to me, it doesn't make sense unless you plan to use it. Now, I think they will take the first right to have those movies go to their service. But like somebody else, like John Kemp was saying the other day, is that beyond just the movies, they said that also gives them access to all of Warner Brothers because they even talking about some of the old TV shows, like him and Rob was talking about. And Rob was saying like I didn't realize this, but they said that Warner Brothers has a Warner Brothers like restoration project where they go and restore all the old stuff. They said like they restored a show from the 50s. It was an old Western movie. I forgot. I think it's called Cheyenne. He said it was like a show from the 50s that they digitally remastered the show and sent him like Blu-rays, and he was like, "Oh man, that looks cool." But it's like that can now go on Netflix and add, and people, just adds to their library versus always having to look at because like I said, they could put all the old Warner Brothers movies into their library now on Netflix once that sale is complete, and that could expand viewership. And if people want to go find stuff, they can go look for it there versus just let's go look at it. Let's pull all the movies that's going out. Like I said, that makes no sense. So I think that's probably more what they'll do. They'll take the library and be like, now we got access to all these movies now. Same thing Disney did when they bought Fox. Because remember, a lot of that Fox stuff showed up on Disney Plus after the buyout. And I think they'll do the same thing. They'll pull a lot of that old stuff, like Aliens and all the stuff they didn't have access to before, could now be on Hulu, Disney Plus, and will now be on Netflix. So they can go back and watch all those old Warner Brothers shows, and people can watch that stuff. And then going forward, they'll still leave that stuff theatrical so they can recoup some of their money.
I agree, bro. I agree with what you said there, Big J. Which is why I was saying it didn't make any sense when we heard those rumors talking about 17 days. Like you're hurting yourself. That hit you. The fact that, like you said, if for them to spend $82 billion or whatever it was to acquire Warner Brothers, you got to find a way to recoup it. You're not gonna recoup it through subscriptions because, like you said, most everybody in the world already has Netflix. So it's not like you're gonna get enough additional subscriptions to make up for that revenue or whatever. So you got to get it through the movie theaters. And listen, I'm gonna say this, man, because I know when we first talked about Warner Brothers getting bought, we were kind of like, man, look, I'm still on the side. I wish Warner Bros. Had stayed his own entity or whatever. But out of Netflix and out of Paramount, from what I've been hearing, the CEO has been very open about what their plans are and all that stuff, man. A lot of, like I said, the 17 window thing, he debunked that and said that's not true. He even said out of his own mouth, we would not have bought Warner Brothers we bought Warner Brothers because we want to also be part of the theatrical side. We already got the streaming side sold up. We want to also have the theatrical side sold up. When he said that makes, like I've been saying, that makes sense. Don't buy Warner Brothers just to be shutting it down, just to add it to your catalog when your catalog is already one of the best catalog on the planet. You're not going to get more subscription like that. And so when he was making those comments about, he also was talking about, like you just said, Big J, we got movies making billions of dollars. Why would we not want that? You know what I'm saying? So if we got a movie in the movie theater that's on its way to making $1 billion, what you gonna do? You gonna keep it in the movie theaters so it continue to make $1 billion. And from what you just said, Big J, he also said the same thing. It's just like how things run now. If the movie's successful, we keep it in the movie theater. If it ain't successful, we take it out. That's simple, right? So and I like the fact too that with this merger, nobody loses their jobs.
Yeah,
he said that multiple times. Like there's no crossover with the two companies. Like I said, one is a streaming, one is a movie studio. They're two completely different type of entities. So there's nobody losing their job. He literally said everything at Warner Bros. Will work exactly how it's going to work. Only difference is that money staying in Warner Bros. Pocket, it's coming to our pocket. That's it. Everything's gonna run the same way it's been running. That's why he kept everybody, the CEO is keeping everybody in their place. Run over there with Warner Bros. See, Netflix run everything that they run, and we just gonna be breaking in the dough. What you got, BJ?
No, I was gonna say that was one of the things that Campy was talking about. They said that when because everybody's talking about when Skydance, but they said when Skydance bought Paramount, they said they fired almost everybody.
Paramount, yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
And so he was like, yeah, he said that, yeah, like you were saying, that they're not planning on firing anybody at Warner Bros. Because they said there's no overlap because they don't have anybody who deals with movie theaters and all that. So the fact that he thought, I think John threw out, I think it's like about $10 billion worth of jobs that would not be lost by that merger.
Yep.
That also is a big deal, you know.
Like I said, everything, man, right now for the I be honest with you, I was nervous. Like BA been saying, like, oh, they trying to go straight to the streaming. But like I said, everything they're saying, and they're not just saying like, you know, like saying it like underhandedly or anything like that. He said this on multiple interviews and stuff like that. There's multiple articles. Him saying like they're doubling down on this. Like, yo, we want to be part of the movie theater experience. We want to be part of that. So which is why they bought Warner Bros., which is why they're keeping everything the same. Like you just said a minute ago too, BJ. Warner Bros. Was the most profitable studio this year. Why would I mess that up? Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, exactly. So why would I mess that up? So just let's keep that going. They got great people in position now. Cause look, when Walter Martin was running Warner Brothers, bro, you see how it was. It was chaos. AT&T had Warner Brothers and all that. It was chaos. As soon as Zaslav stepped in, bro, he started implementing people in certain positions the same way Bob Iger did over there at Disney. And now look how Warner Brothers is run right now. But Warner Brothers was losing money, hemorrhaging money before Zaslav got there. So now when he got there, now they're the most profitable studio in Hollywood right now. Why would I want to mess that up? So I like the Netflix is starting to win me over, man. Anybody but damn Paramount, bro. Paramount is out here wild and they are trying to sue him and all that kind of stuff. They trash, bro. I didn't want them for many reasons to own Warner Brothers. I'm glad they're not getting them. So also Netflix too. I don't know if y'all heard Netflix is trying to change their proposal, man, to straight cash.
I saw that.
So so they can speed up the process, bro. They can vote by next month. They can get that process going by next month.
A lot of money, yeah.
That, bro.
That's a lot of money, yeah.
Matter of fact, I think I heard a rumor too that they not only they going to convert some of the stocks into straight cash, they're even going to add in more to just go ahead and just like, hey, just stop fooling with Paramount. Let's just get this over with. Like I said, February we're going to do the vote. We can go ahead and close this out because that's what it's looking like. It's going to be Netflix, bro. You know
Still got to be approved though. Still got to be approved by was it SEC? No, FTC, Federal Trade Commission.
Yeah.
Because if they you already know who's already said that he don't want them to win because that's not his friends, and they won't do it because he was upset. I'll tell you his big thing. He was upset because he wanted CNN to be bought, and CNN is not part of the sale.
That was what I was saying. It was other stuff attached to why they wanted them, but yeah. But yeah, check this out, y'all. We got some more Amazon shows coming out, man. Guess y'all didn't hear about this. Ryan Hurst has been cast as Kratos in Amazon's live-action God of War series based off of the PlayStation video game. What you think about this, BA? I'm sorry, BJ, my bad.
So I never played the game, but I heard that he did the voice of. Didn't he do the voice of Thor on the game?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, it looks like it could be work. I mean, it could be cool. He's up there in age, though. I mean, I don't know if BA's gonna like that because he's almost my age, so he's only 3 years younger than me. So, he may be too old for BA's taste to be playing the God of War. But it's like, he could pull it off.
What you got, BA?
We definitely gotta see if he can do that. He's definitely on the 49 side of things. It's a lot. Unless they want to add like a lot of CGI. The dude Kratos, he takes out a lot of people. He takes out a lot of people in various ways. I mean, if you think though, like some of the weaponry that he uses is going to have to be CGI. So it might work. It might work for someone like he'll dedicate his body. I'm quite sure he'll do that part of it. But so he'll look the part. And
He already ripped.
yeah.
I
So
just saw.
Yeah.
you saw like a current picture of him. All right, bet.
Yeah, he's doing this picture in there now. He's ripped,
dude.
and he's doing like flips, one hand flips, and all that on videos and stuff.
Oh yeah, well, he good.
He's-
Yeah. I think he can do enough to hold it down. Whereas though, I mean, this doesn't have to be 10 seasons long. A good three seasons. That's all you need. To flush this story out. It's not that many gods in this world, in this Greek world that he destroys. But
because
no,
I'm gonna say because of him.
Facts. So yeah, like I said, I'm for it. Like I said, I played some of the first couple Gods of War. It's phenomenal, especially at that time. It was definitely game breaking. It's one of those games where you're like, oh, yo, this is one of those ones, huh? Yeah, it was one of those ones. So yeah, it's definitely entertaining, and I need everything. I like I said, luckily it's on Amazon. I know it's gonna be cursing. I know it could be, this slight nudity involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's still like, Viking-ish type behavior. Game of Thrones type behavior. So we need to see some of that too. So if they do it right, I'm for it. I like the action side because Amazon. I mean, we've seen it with Invincible. We've seen it with the boys. Like we know they can deliver when it comes to like, hey, that was a gruesome death right there. That was crazy. They got that. The powers that be got that. So I'm cool with it. So it's I think it's at the right brand. And I think Amazon is going to have another. Hey, the boys is gone. This is gonna replace it. Trust me, it's gonna be nice. So yeah, I'm for it.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because they got Ronald D. Moore, one of the best showrunners of all time, doing this show, and he also, because he's attached to it, they greenlit it for 2 seasons. So he already greenlit it for 2 seasons before they even shot a episode. They ought to tell you something right there. They rounded out the cast. They got a few more people they got added to the cast and stuff, man. And a lot of people are loving it. You know what I'm saying? As far as the cast that they got for the movie, for the show. Like you said, with Amazon, I haven't played the newer God of War games with the more serious narrative to it. Like kind of like Last of Us, where their narrative is kind of more like a movie narrative or whatever. I haven't played those. I played the older God of War stuff, like he was younger and everything, when he was in the midst of killing the gods. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be really interesting. I can't wait. I've seen this guy, like he's in I think he was in Son of Anarchy and all that type of stuff too, man. Like BJ, he's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, like, yeah, yeah, and he got the voice and all that stuff too, bro. Like, so he got the intimidating type of look to him. He has that balance of he can be intimidating, but he kind of be like, vulnerable at the same time. So yeah, I think this is a great casting, bro. Like whenever they were talking about coming out with God of War and they were talking about casting, I couldn't think of anybody who they could have got that could be Kratos. Like Kratos is a big dude. You know what I'm saying? So when they cast this dude, I'm like, that's interesting. And then like I remember when I went down his filmography, I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what? That's a great pick, man. So yeah, so shout out to him, man. Shout out to, like I said, Ronald D. Moore, bro. It's greenlit for 2 seasons already, bro. I think this is gonna be one of Amazon's best series. I'm going to put BJ's Hot Toys on it, bro. It might be up there with the boys and all that stuff, like what BA was saying. So we're gonna see, man. All right, man. Let's go get to these last few we got here. Check this out, fellas. Marvel Zombies, y'all, is actively working on season 2. I don't know about this one, man. But what you got, BA?
Somehow everybody returned. that's what I'm gonna get for this. Somehow people, because they killed a lot of people. A lot of people died in this day. Like I don't. You got the mutants, so you got an X-Men that's still out there, right? So they can dive into that side of Marvel. Maybe some more Spider-Man type things when it comes to that, but they killed a lot of people off. So it'd be interesting to see where they go with season 2. Like, I know they can pick up from where they left off at. Like, I know that there's there was questions surrounding it and things, so we can see what's going on with that when it comes to Ironheart and everything. Like, we can ask questions, we can see the fallout, but Yeah. I'm thinking they took out, so many people. Is like, ugh, is it enough to continue? But I
Facts.
liked it. I think we all liked it. And for it to be like a throwaway, like I don't think they kind of expected it to be what it was when they dropped it. Because they didn't know whether they were gonna make it into a movie. They was like, no, let's do a full part. It's not connected to anything right now, but just drop it, see what happens. And everybody watched it. Everybody liked the fact that we got like a R-rated side of Marvel that we're not used to seeing. When it comes to people dying, Captain America floating around with a half body and things floating on this on the shield and stuff. Like that was unique to a lot of things. People saw Blade as a version, like a version of Blade, like, yo, that dude is badass. Wait till you see him in the movie. If you didn't see the original 3. So it gave a lot of that. So I'm interested in part 3, in season 2, and just to see where they go with it and how crazy it can get and who's going to be in it. So that's me.
What you got, BJ?
I'm looking forward to it. I think the biggest thing, I mean, we saw Wanda use her reality warping powers to remake the universe, or at least cover it, but it could potentially be the same thing. If there's other reality warpers out there, I mean, if we know Franklin's coming and we got Sentry has reality warping powers, who's already in this universe.
You think they'll bring that up at any point?
Yeah,
Sentry,
I think
that power.
Sentry should be cool. I mean, if he turned into the Void, then yeah, I mean, he could still be. I mean, he's basically indestructible and impervious. He can't get killed. I'm sure they can't even bite him.
No, I mean, then they're gonna bring up his reality warping powers in the Marvel.
I think so, because we kind of saw some of that though. Because we've seen, remember whenever he touches people, like he was doing that weird thing when he was taking them into those weird rooms and stuff that he constructed with his mind. So he's got some kind of psychic power going on there, and that was accidental. He wasn't even in control of himself. He was just people touch him and they would see stuff from their past and go into these environments. So I think we saw a glimpse of that. But I think, like I said, there's other people out there. I mean, shoot, if we got Franklin, if he's in by that time, if Franklin Richards shows up, I'm trying to think who's some of the other. Wiccan, Wanda's son, because Wanda, he's got the same powers as Wanda, and he's supposed to be on par with her. So there's other folks out there that could help reshape the universe and possibly fight against Wanda with all her power. So we'll see. It could be good.
Yeah, I'm kind of with BA. We saw the ending of Marvel Zombies season 1. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I really don't know how they're gonna do it. And also too, y'all, this is supposed to be tied to the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
So is this coming out after Secret Wars? If that's the case, then how's that gonna happen if the multiverse is ended? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, listen, if they come with a season 2, I'll be sitting in front of my TV watching it, but I just don't see how they would do that, man. Because like BA said, literally everybody died. It was like 2 people alive when we found out Riri was still alive. So I don't know how they would do it. But go ahead, BJ. What you say?
On Earth, remember, Earth was quarantined, so there's all the other characters who weren't on planet are still safe. Because that was only happening on Earth. Remember, nobody got off the planet because the Nova Corps. They built they put the barrier around Earth, so nobody got off planet.
So you saying somehow they get to one of the Nova Corps members, affect them, and then it goes out to another planet.
That'd be. I mean, that's the only way that would. But like I said, you've got other powerful characters who are not on Earth. I mean, some of the Guardians. You got Adam Warlock, all them folks. I mean, he ain't a reality warper, but Adam Warlock has got some power. He could potentially fight, if he was to team up with that crew, or even Nova, get the actual Nova, finally introduce him that they've been promising to.
Right.
What if they were?
And like I said, you still got mutants.
Yeah.
But the mutants aren't on the planet yet.
Yeah, they're not on the planet yet.
They're not on that world yet.
They might. This is post everything, right? This is post Secret Wars, right?
No. What I was saying, this is part of this is supposed to be part of the multiverse. So if they end the multiverse after Secret Wars, then how is it going to still be around? Because once Secret Wars is over with, all the universes are going to merge together into one universe, or multiverse is going to merge into one cohesive universe. So if I'm saying, I don't know how they're going to do this, but I mean, yeah, like BJ said, unless they go off world like they did in the comics, maybe they went off world and started attacking other planets or whatever. I was gonna say, man, what if they got in touch with Ego, the Living Planet or something, and he go off to different parts and start attacking folks, bro? I mean, if you go that route, but
didn't he go dead?
Oh, yeah. He is dead after that before, because everything's happening around the time of Infinity War. So you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he be dead. You're right. All right, y'all. Let's see. We got a couple more here. Check this out, man. Blue Beetle director confirms talks with James Gunn about a future DCU project, man. I know he's supposed to be in is he supposed to be in Creature Commandos? Isn't that what we talked about? We talked about something with him.
I know James Gunn wanted to do something with him, but I think they were going to include him some kind of way. But yeah, I'm like,
But what you think, BJ? What you think about it though?
I mean, I was.
We think it could be. I should say.
I don't know, because I'm saying I hope it wouldn't do another Blue Beetle, because I thought that from what James Gunn said, he liked the character and he liked the actor, but he didn't want to keep that story intact, because I wasn't a fan of the way they did the story. It was kind of convoluted and weird. So I would like to see if they're gonna bring it back. Maybe they're gonna bring the director back to do something else. But like I said, to me, that story was not a good story, and if that's indicative of his storytelling style, I wasn't a fan of it.
What you got, BA?
I will say similar. It wasn't the best movie, but it wasn't bad either. I'll say that his portrayal of the character wasn't bad either. So it just sucked that it got caught up in that end of the previous DCEU era. It got caught up in it. So some things was like, it caught strays for no reason. It wasn't as bad as other movies that surrounded it. And I think it was good. It was a good movie. It just wasn't great enough or like that. So yes, I'd be interested to see how he kind of, what works, what doesn't work, what are we going to take from it? Or is it just going to be the character and he has a whole new background? I don't know. But he definitely talked about, he talked about how he liked the Flash too. But he definitely talked about how he liked this particular movie. This is James Gunn. And I actually believed him when he said that. He didn't say it with the same conviction when he talked about other movies. Let's put that out there. He's Hispanic, so they definitely going to have to bring some type of Hispanic vibe into this new era when it comes to DCU. Yes, they need it. They need them. It's just, it is what it is. This is just the world we live in. We got to have representation from a lot of different people, and he can represent that. We're good with who we got. I love Mr. Terrific. I love Mr. Stewart, and hopefully he does a tremendous job, and hopefully we get some more in the process. So everybody needs representation. So I take that. I take the fact that James Gunn already appreciated the character, and I take the fact that Blue Beetle is just something to have. It's a type of character that's very imaginative. Just the way the guns come out and just different things that it can do. It's just a fun character to expand on. Whereas though you can sell a lot of toys from it. You know what I'm saying? So you always gotta get back to, can it make money for you? And Blue Beetle, I mean, she just imagine like once James Gunn get a hold of Blue Beetle, it's going to be all over Disney Plus and all this other stuff. Like he's going to have that type of crossover effect, like a kid version of him and things. It's going to be a wonderful thing. So I like the fact that Blue Beetle is being brought over into the current DCU.
Yeah, no, I agree, bro. I like the movie. Like BA said, it wasn't like the greatest movie of all time or nothing. It was pretty solid. I liked it better than the other movies surrounding it toward the end of the DCEU's run there. I like you said, I like Xylo's portrayal of Jaime. I like the Blue Beetle like aspect of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like his powers and all that stuff and the suit and all that. I liked all that. I've been saying for the longest, I think him as a character will fit in the DCU. I could probably see them not necessarily doing a Blue Beetle movie, but I think probably have him appear in other projects like maybe in Superman 2 or something like that, or I say Superman 2, Man of Tomorrow or something like that, or hey, he's somewhere maybe he run into Supergirl or something like that, or what's a show coming out? Lanterns or something like that. Or maybe they do that blue and gold they've been talking about doing for years or whatever. Oh, it's that Static Shock. Or hey, maybe he gonna be part of the Teen Titans. I don't know. Because he is in the comics in the new Big 2 and all that stuff. So I don't know. It's a lot of things that they can do with him, man. So he been talking to James Gunn. James Gunn's probably like I was saying, James Gunn did say he did want that character. That character was the first character of the DCU, but Superman was the first movie of the DCU. So he is definitely gonna bring the kid over. He's talked about it before. He talked to James Gunn. They got some things in the works and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with it. Try to see what he can do with that character. Probably treat him like they did what's that show Peacemaker, where like you saying BA, some stuff counts, some stuff don't count or whatever, right? Like I think I'm gonna go on a limb and say I don't think Ted Core is alive. I know he was alive at the end of the movie, but I don't think Ted Core. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe James Gunn might find an interesting way and probably say, yeah, Ted Core is alive or whatever. Because I think I've said before. Remember, Maxwell Lord is the one who killed Ted Core, but Maxwell Lord in this universe isn't the same Maxwell Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like the evil maniacal genius or whatever. So Ted Core could technically still be alive. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. Maybe they'll do a project where he does run into Ted Core and he finally shows him how to use this.
God, yeah, I should have done that. He can he he could come through one of the doors from the Peacemaker for all we know, man. It don't
Right.
it don't take much. It don't take much. They can go in on and try to steal resources from wherever he's at, and he can come through the damn door with him or something. Like I don't know. It don't take much. That's all we're saying. Like it don't take much to retcon some things that you don't like or whatever, and then continue on with the character himself. So it don't take much.
That's Raycon, BJ.
Which one?
What you said? Hey, he's Raycon.
Oh, okay. No, so but keep in mind what the thing said is that the director is talking about a project. He's not necessarily talking about he meant not saying that it's necessarily going to be the Blue Beetle project. Like so, they may want to throw him on something else. So I don't know. We'll see. Because I think we already knew he said he wants to put Blue Beetle in something. So we'll see what he.
Yes, I thought we talked about it on one of the shows. I just can't remember. I think it was an animated version of it, wasn't it?
I think so. I think that's what I said. We thought it was going to be initially in Creature Commandos or something. I thought he was going to include Blue Beetle making an appearance, but then, like I said, probably had figured out a way to introduce, because I think he's also talked to the actor too, and I think he wants that actor to stick around as Blue Beetle, because the dude's, I think he's only like 21 years old. He's not old.
He's like 23, 24.
I thought he was. Oh, I thought he was 21. Maybe he was 21 when he did the movie.
Yeah, he's young, bro. All right, last but not least,
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he ain't 36 or 37 or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He good. All right, let's see. We got the lab. Last but not least, y'all. Check this out. Hawkeye season 2 is reportedly being developed with Kate Bishop as the main lead. Clint Barton will step away, making his send off. What you think about this, BA?
I think what's his name? Jeremy Renner. I think he's done with Marvel. They try to lowball him, give him a salary that he necessarily didn't. He thinks that he didn't. It's too low for him. So I agree with him. I think they offered him the same amount of season 1, but he was like, "Yo, like I've been around for how long, and everybody else is getting more money but me." That kind of vibe. So I agree with him. He should stand on his morals. The man almost died. Like we're not gonna like knock that accident that he was a part of. So that put a different lens on life, man. Like, yo, give me my change. I'm doing all right with Mayor Kingston or whatever, Kingstown. So I'll keep doing that, no problem. And it's Haley's turn. It's her turn to take over. She's hot right now. Everyone, she's coming off the success of Sinners. She got a baby. Shout out to Josh Allen. He ain't waste no time. So let her get through that process and give it to her. It's her series, man. I think they left the people wanting more. I loved her. I loved the scenes with her and Florence Pugh when it came to just their interactions within the series. Yeah, I didn't. I don't know how y'all feel about Hawkeye series. It wasn't bad for me. It wasn't the greatest, but I got through it with no problem. I like to see certain scenes again, so I particularly liked it. So yeah, I can see her taking over and let Clint Barton slowly walk away. He was damn near finished Ultron, man. To be honest with you,
Yeah, he definitely was almost finished. He almost died. What you got, BJ?
So I look. So Jeremy Renner he was paid 15 million for season 1. They offered him half of that for season 2, and I'm like,
Mm.
15 million. It's not like they offered you 100,000 to come back, but 7.5 million. If you're going to be in a reduced capacity and you're going to be in a reduced role, and we know he's not going to be doing a bunch of action stuff. Like I said, I don't think he's
You
on his
think?
level.
Hold on, real quick. You think it was reduced? Like you think as is, or did he have like a bigger role? But then once he said no to the money change, let me go ahead on and rewrite this real quick.
I think they. So I don't know. He said that it was going to be twice as much work after his accident. Is what because he had to rehab and come back physically. So he thought that was an insult, and I'm like, but the thing is, I think they were going to probably write a reduced role anyway. You know what I mean? Because one, they're supposed to be transitioning to her as the new Hawkeye and kind of him aging out because once again he's in his 50s, and so I think they were going to try and get him out as Hawkeye. But so I mean, if you only going to be in a few episodes, or going to be like pardoning, not a major doing a bunch of action stuff, then I don't see where that'd be a big deal. But in his mind, I should be getting my money because I don't know. I don't think it was a slap in the face he thinks it is because once again, they already said she's going to be the new Hawkeye. You know what I mean? So if you're passing your mantle on to somebody else and you're just going to be like the background character or the mentor, then you're not going to be doing all the stuff. And she's going to be the one with all the arrows and doing all the action scenes and that stuff. Then I think she should be getting the money. You should take the money of a backup character, a supporting cast member.
Let me see. Let me be honest with you. I just want them to recast him if they're gonna do that after Secret Wars or whatever. I think we talked about it before. Just recast Hawkeye. He needs to continue to be the original, one of the original Avengers or whatever moving forward. Recast some of the characters, let them, be a little bit younger. Like I said, him, I think he in his 50s or whatever. So you want to recast him to be a little bit younger. But as far as this series, I'm guessing it's going to take place after Secret Wars or whatever. So a lot of the stuff that we're hearing about with them recasting, with them doing stuff after Secret Wars, I was thinking that they're going to recast a lot of these people. That way that their stories continue. But it seems like they're just trying to completely move away from Clint Barton altogether. What it sounds like if she's going to be the Hawkeye moving forward or whatever. So I don't know, man. Of course, we're going to watch the show.
You don't like that, do you? You don't like that. You don't like to get rid of Clint Barton. That's what this is.
I mean, listen, I don't know. So I don't know what the Avengers are going to look like after Secret Wars or whatever, right? Like I said, the original thought was I thought they were going to just make some of the people younger because Kevin Feige said that, which is why he made that comment about Chris Hemsworth being able to play Thor, continue to play Thor because he's only like 40 or whatever. So he was saying that a lot of other characters we're going to recast because those guys can't play those characters forever. So I'm like, okay, then Clint Barton's got to be one of those people because he's one of the original Avengers. You want to keep the Avengers intact. That's your moneymaker. Keep the Avengers intact, but just recast them to a younger actor or whatever. So, no, to ask your question, BA, I don't like it, bro. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how this goes, man. Because I'm getting like mixed signals or whatever you want to say, man, with the whole Secret War stuff. Because we're I don't know if y'all saw that picture that came out of Marvel. Yeah, they're talking about that's going to be like the group moving forward or whatever, and it's like I don't know. Like I said, we were told by him, Kevin Feige, that they were going to recast a lot of people. So I'm just kind of wondering why they going. It seemed like they're going to go move forward and just completely not go back to some of those characters. Like Steve Rogers not going to ever be brought up again. They're going to have Sam as Captain America moving forward. We'll get the Hulk back according to that picture. I don't know how accurate that picture is. I think it might be one of the cases where they just drew that picture or whatever. I don't know if that's actually going to be the group of characters overall moving forward or anything. But I mean, it's going to be interesting, bro. But no, I really want them to kind of go back to the status quo. Just recast the people and keep the story going. But
I don't think they said that's going to be the new Avengers. They just put a thing saying the Avengers. You know what I mean? Because and I think the mindset is kind of like it was in Infinity War and Endgame. Everybody who was a hero in that movie was basically an Avenger, whether or not you were in the team or not. You were an Avenger in that moment. So I think
not Avengers per se. But I'm just saying like those are going to be like the main characters, like the group of the main characters moving forward is what it seemed like they were trying to put out there or whatever. But I don't know.
I think that's just a hype up. I think that's more just getting hype up for the movie because those are going to be characters in this next movie. But because once again, we look at people like Ryan Reynolds is not young. You know what I mean? We think like, Ryan Reynolds is 50. He'll be 50 years old this year. So he's not a spring chicken. He's not, he's joking about Hugh Jackman being 55, but he's 50. He'll be 50 in October. So it's like, they're gonna have to recast that whole crew if they're gonna keep those characters going. Now, like I said, some of them, I think you should recast some of the characters that'll have long-lasting stories. Some of the characters, like I said, can move on. Like if they're gonna do the champions thing, they need to do the champions thing because once again, they ain't gonna be the young Avengers because once again, half of these young Avengers are gonna be in their 30s because Haley Steinfeld is already 30-some years old. And so if we look at all the rest of these folks, they're going to be, BA's age, talking about these kids out here, you know what I'm saying? So you can't have everybody out here being in their 30s and 40s talking about the young Avengers compared to the sextagenarians that's out there walking around with.
Youngish Avengers.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So with Jeremy, like I said, Jeremy just learned how to run again. And he's 57, I believe. No, I'm not joking. They said because he couldn't walk for 3 months.
No, you're right. I don't know why that is. I don't know.
I know, but like I said, and I get it. So what he wants to, from what I understand, he wanted to be compensated for all the work he put in to get himself back. But I'm like, you're gonna do other roles. It's not Disney's job to give you all the money you should have made and to pay you for your rehab because that's not your sole employer. You know what I'm saying? So you can go sign and do.
He's 55 years old. I ain't know he was that old.
Yeah, he old. I mean,
he's in the 50s for sure.
All them people old, man. It's like you act like, oh man, and they're not gonna keep casting for action movies when you're in your mid to late 50s. So you need to be.
Whoa. You seen Liam Neeson? Don't do that, bro.
Hey, you need to learn to be a serious actor at that point. You need to just work on your actual acting skills. Start doing some stuff because everybody can't be doing Denzel doing the what's that
Equalizer.
Equalizer at 72 years old.
And that's not even high action. That's that Steven Seagal style of fighting.
I was just about to say that, bro. That's Steven Seagal, bro.
Hey, you leave that man alone. That man is a national treasure.
Not
Steven Seagal. Not Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal is trash.
Oh.
I was talking about Denzel. Y'all muddied Denzel's name by mentioning he who shall not be named the same voice.
He who would not be named. Yeah, Steven Seagal trash.
Yeah, Steven Seagal is trash. He's a trash human being.
But yeah. All right, fellas, the last one, man. Let's go ahead and get to the question comments, man. We can call it. Yeah. Go ahead and call it get to the question comments. Call it a day, y'all. Oh, we only got one so far, y'all. Shout out to Basco, man. Y'all follow him on YouTube, man. He does the same things we do over here, man. Talk about all the geek stuff. He says, "What's up, fellas? What up, man? What up? But yeah, y'all, check it out. We definitely appreciate y'all geeking out with your boys for another episode, man. Cuz will be back here on Tuesday, man. We'll be back here on Tuesday as well. More geek news to get into. If you guys are new to the channel, you're into the geek culture, geek content, we talked about Star Wars, DC, Marvel, all them type of things. Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, join us here every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning. So to everybody, hit them likes for us too, man. That'll help us out tremendously, more ways than you know. So please hit them likes for us. That'll definitely help out a lot. Follow us, like I said, follow us also on X or Twitter, if you will still call it Twitter. Follow us over there. That'll be much appreciated as well, man. Well, that being said, it's your boy Real. Got Big J in the building. Got BA in the building. Cuz will be back on Tuesday. Cuz we geek, where we talk about all things in the geek culture involving movies and television. We'll catch you guys here on Tuesday. Stay geeked, and we out.